Good afternoon, folks. We're the Cartridge Cowboys. I'm Thomas.
And I'm Travis, and we're back at it again here in 2026.
2026. Can't believe we made it all the way from the 90s to the new 20s. Not the 1920s, the new roaring 20s.
Hey, and it's roaring, especially with the video game chatter, because there's a lot going on this year. But we're not even going to be talking about what's coming up this year right now. We're going to be talking about what we did last year.
Yeah, let's do a little 25 recap. And what are our plans for 2026? I mean, there's games I need to play.
Yep.
There's games to get to. And really, 25 was a great year of gaming for us.
Yes, it was. One, just starting the channel, Cartridge Cowboys. This was huge. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a great adventure. And it's really gotten me into gaming.
Yeah, it's kept me gaming, kept me on my toes, and it's been a great experience making some videos. It's a little trial and error, but
Yep.
I think we're getting better with each vid. And just I love YouTube. I pay for YouTube Premium. It's the best streaming service.
Yep.
And just watching our favorite channels and getting inspiration from them and seeing if we can take that and make our own kind of stuff. So it's fun.
And you're just saying about getting better and better. Well, we got these mics, as you can see. So we got that going. We got the mix board going.
Yeah.
I think we got one of our best shots. So I think we're going to have the best shot at making 2026 our year.
It's going to be our year. And let's talk about 25 and what we went through. I'll tell you this before we get to 25. I almost want to talk about 24.
Oh, yeah?
Because me and you, we really got into it on 24, where we kept a list of all the games we beat. You know, there's a lot of gamers out there that, I'm a gamer or whatever. I play games. But do they really beat any of these effing games?
No. Most people don't. And I could say I was one of those people for a long time.
Me too.
And in 2024, whenever you started your list, I started mine. And I was rolling credits. I made it a mission. And I've been enjoying gaming more than ever because of that.
Yeah. Battling through it, taking the deaths. But so, yeah, with the retro stuff, it's like, man, you got to take the L's. You got to memorize the patterns.
Yep.
And if you only have so many lives and you go back to the beginning, like I am with a lot of these Genesis titles, it's a battle. And I just feel proud of us in 24 for all. I mean, I think I beat like 70 games or some shit like that.
You did, yeah. My list wasn't that high, but I had a lot of longer games. I did 25 games in 2024.
But you were doing like RPGs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time just grinding it out to get to that next level, to get to that final boss, because some of those games, you could be coasting through all the way through until the end is like, oh, wait, now I got to spend 8 hours just to grind just so I can finish this. So...
Right.
Yeah, so that was a lot of 2024, but in 2025, we did keep our list going. And
new list.
We didn't want to talk about all of them, but we did want to talk about a few of the games that we beat. I know I got a top 3. Do you have a top 3 for the games that you rolled credits on in 2025?
Yeah, and roll credits is our rule.
Yes.
Like, these aren't 100%, we're not getting everything, but if you roll credits, traditionally, not using a walkthrough, just balls out. Top for me, we already talked about, really, and that's something I run through one of the Shenmue games every year.
Yeah.
25, I did Shenmue 2. Love Shenmue 2. We've talked about it a bunch on the channel, and you can look it up. It's a freaking masterpiece for the Dreamcast. But really, for me in 25, I think I got that Game Boy Color, and I got a Super Game Boy for my SNES Junior.
That's huge.
And I beat a lot of Game Boy games, and I really enjoyed getting into a console that I had as a kid. I had the Kiwi Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
And man, how many great games on the Game Boy. I went through Kirby. I got the Japanese version of Kirby, which was like $7. I cannot believe the Japanese Game Boy games, which I think are cooler, are cheaper than the American ones.
Yeah, that's always been so crazy, especially when I was stationed overseas. I could find anything for like $5.
Yeah.
Like Chippendale Rescue Rangers 2. That's a $400 game here. Got for $6 over there.
On Famicom.
On a Famicom. And you can run those on a Retron 5.
There you go. So yeah, I would say big games for me on the Game Boy and in 2025. I did the whole Mario Land trilogy.
Nice.
Which Mario Land 1's good. Mario Land 2 is phenomenal.
Goated.
And Mario Land 3 is really Wario World 1. And I
Yeah.
love that was one of my first games that I beat when I got the Game Boy Color. Was put the little head. I have a headlamp. I would have a freaking headlamp, and I'm just playing it, And man, Wario World, very cool game because it's a puzzle platformer.
Yeah.
So he's like pushing through rock walls and stuff with his strength, but he gets different hats.
Yeah.
Each hat has a different power up where it makes him glide or shoot things or something, and it's just all the different power ups and the puzzles. I mean, it's like a Mario game until you're like, wait, I can't go here yet. I need to, get the door key for this. And then you throw the coin into the ending door. There's secret exits,
Yeah.
lots of weird power ups. Wario World, that's going to be my first game I'll bring up in 2025 that I was really surprised with. As a kid, one of my friends had Wario World 4
Yeah.
on Advance, and I remember seeing that was an amazing game. And to see the first one be almost just as good on a black and white screen. It was
Yeah.
colored on the GBC a little bit.
Yeah.
Love Wario World. I would recommend it.
Nice. Well, it's funny you said Game Boy because I'm going to be talking about Game Boy Advanced.
Okay.
You were talking about a trilogy you just did in the
Yeah.
Super Mario Land.
Yeah.
Well, mine is a trilogy, and that is the Legacy of Goku series for the
Okay.
Game Boy Advanced.
Hell yeah.
You get the 1 and 2, and then Boo's Fury, which I've played 1 and 2 back in the past.
Okay.
Whenever they were brand new, I had Legacy of Goku 1, which is, it's okay. It has a lot of clunks. You could basically beat the game without getting hit if you know how to time it.
You gonna no death run then?
Yeah, I should. I should. But the Legacy of Goku 2 is such a masterpiece. It's one of the best GBA games I've ever played. I remember too, it's not just nostalgic, but man, I remember going into high school and middle school and talking to my buddies about this game, talking to
Yeah.
where are you at? Like, oh, how did you get this?
Yeah.
The power ups, and then they have all these different movie characters from the DBZ universe in it.
Okay.
And it's not a
Cooler?
part. Yeah, Cooler's in it.
Cooler's in it?
Meta Cooler, I believe, came in it.
Okay.
And you find them in like random spots, so you're not even expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Broly's in there too, which I kind of get past. But
Right.
and then there's the Boo's Fury, which I've actually never played before, and so I
Okay.
played that this year whenever I ran through that trilogy. And one, just nostalgic, great gaming, and then being able to have a new experience with that trilogy this year was huge.
Yeah. Now, we talked about that you picked up the modded GBA
Yep.
at the convention in our first step. Did you run through some of this on the G Boy player?
So I did the G Boy player, the Game Boy Advance player on the Cube. I
Okay.
did Legacy of Goku 1 and 2 on that. And
Okay.
then Boo's Fury I did on the modded GBA. Yeah, so I got a little bit of experience on both of those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that was the Game Boy era, regular and advanced.
Yeah.
So I want to bring it to something that I play that's modern, and
Okay.
that is the Spider-Man remastered for the PS5.
Okay.
I bought a PS5 in January for my birthday, which is January now.
Hey, 1 year in on the PS5.
Yeah, Lord
dude.
goes, and I've had a lot of games on it this year. But
Yeah.
I bought it really because I wanted to play the Spider-Man games. The one for the GameCube, the one for the PS2, the PlayStation 1, all incredible games. The beat 'em ups that are on the Super Nintendo. They really haven't done a bad Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
And the performance and the graphics and just everything on this, I was like, I have to experience this. So I bought a PS5 for it.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man, the first one they did, is PS4, but the remastered, incredible game.
Awesome.
Incredible. It's open world. You could fly around anywhere.
You're in New
swing
York.
around New York.
Yeah.
They have the Avengers Tower, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
So it's like
Okay.
real New York with a little bit of like the Marvel universe into
Little
it.
lore in
Yeah.
there. You gotta have that lore.
Get that
Get the lore.
But so that one, and then trilogy, I did run through Miles Morales for the PS5 and Spider-Man 2 for the PS5.
And you let me play some Spider-Man 2
Yep.
at the house because I've again, I only really retro game, but I really enjoy the PS5 controller.
Mm-hmm.
I love that see-through D-pad. That is a nice D-pad on that PS5. When you're going to compare, okay, what modern console do I want? Is it Xbox or PS5? It's like, man, the PS5 controller is legit.
It is
Very
legit.
big fan.
Yeah, it's been an incredible system. I'm glad I'm hitting a year with it. I've done a lot with it this year.
Yeah.
And I think it's got a lot of life left in it. I know people are talking about a PS6 right now, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while.
Right. Right. So yeah, let's check it out. I've beaten some other games this year. Cosmic Carnage for the 32X is kind of a goofy game. I got a 32X. Was it this year? It might have been the end of 24.
I think it was the end of
End of
24.
24. I got the 32X. So running through those games, and again heavy on the Game Boy. Went through the Pokemon games, Blue and Gold. Sort of the Berserk was a big game. I know we mentioned that on another episode, but another Dreamcast game in there. And really, just like I said, sunk into the Game Boy.
Well,
big Game Boy year.
What would you say your number one game that you rolled credits on was this year?
Number one game that I ran through. Well, see, I ran through a lot of games that I've beaten before.
Yeah.
So when you talk about, Sonic 2, Super Mario World, there's actually some games, and we can get to this in our next segment, but some games I didn't finish. I was playing Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening on the Super G-Boy, and I was almost done with it, and I was loving it, and I loved every second of it. And then I guess switching between the GBC and the Super Game Boy, it shorted out, and it erased my freaking save. And I was like, oh my God. So to answer your question, it would have been Zelda Link's Awakening, and I was literally on the 8th dungeon in that game, and it reset on me. But it's got a new battery in it, so I'll probably run through that in 26 and just get back to it. But what a great game Link's Awakening is. Never played it. It's really similar to Link to the Past. And the fact that they were able to pack all of that in, this huge Zelda adventure with great dungeons and overworld and NPCs on a Game Boy game, it's impressive, man. It's really impressive. And I don't have the DX version.
I just have the gray, just the regular version.
The real deal, not the deal, no.
The real deal with Link's Awakening, dog.
Yeah, for sure. Castlevania 4 is another one that I beat this year that's really, really good.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah. That's one I still need to complete.
Mario 64, because I got that is something I did get this year as a 64. Yeah. And I haven't beat a whole lot of games on it, but yeah, Mario 64, a game I didn't grow up with, but I'd go to people's houses.
Yeah.
And it was so just mind-blowing, because I had a Genesis as a kid.
Yeah.
And you go to your buddy's house, and you're like, oh, wow, this is really good. So I kind of had a weird fake nostalgia experience where I ran through all of Super Mario 64. I haven't got all 120 yet, but I roll credits. I have 100 and something stars.
Nice.
And killer game. Killer game.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe not a killer console.
Nah.
But a killer game.
Yeah, it is a killer. Like I said, it's a classic. Everybody loves that game. Just hands down, probably the best 64 game.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Man, I'd probably say, and I think everybody already knows this answer, my favorite game I beat this year is Expedition 33.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. It rolled through the awards, as we've seen.
Yep.
I still got to go play the DLC. I'm going to do a New Game Plus of it this year.
Okay.
But got a lot going on right now, so I've kind of taken a back turn on playing some games, and I think you guys will find out later on.
Right. I'll say my top game is Shenmue 2. But I had beaten it before, so is it, did I beat the game? Is it this big challenge that I went through? Maybe Wario World is that, because it was something new. A lot of the Game Boy stuff was very new to me. So
that's a great one, though.
That is a great one. Mega Man X. I know that's like your favorite game.
Yeah.
And I did play through it, which I've beaten before, but that is a game you have to beat it.
Oh,
That is not a, even if you had the instructions, it's like, no. You got to do the wall jumps.
Yeah.
And Sigma can be, I try to do an X-Buster only run, and I did X-Buster only except for the Sigma battle.
Dude.
So I got close to doing the Buster only run.
I know you could do it this year.
You got to jump on those platforms, and the way that it's a little rough.
It is a little rough. Yeah. I know there is a little trick to it. Maybe I could show it to you later where you don't have to move at all. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get to enough of 25 and 24. 26.
Yeah.
That's coming up. And we've got some channel goals.
Yeah.
We got some personal goals.
Lord knows.
Okay. I know yesterday I actually beat my first games of the year.
Nice.
Which is, last year I started off with Mario 1, NES, who are you? Are you really a retro gamer if you can't down with no warp pipes Mario 1? So I started off the year with that. And this year I did Sonic 2 yesterday.
Nice.
And I did Knuckles' side of Sonic and Knuckles, which is a really cool freaking game with 2 playable characters. And you get different ending boss fights. You get to fight the Super Saiyan Robo Sonic as Knuckles at the end. And it's not even on the same level, it's in a different zone. And so the game has some replay value. Sonic's adventure and Knuckles are different.
I didn't even know that Robo Sonic went Super Saiyan.
I didn't either, dude. And I thought I beat the game. I beat him, and he like shut down. And he's like,
yeah.
I was like, that's it. I got him. And then he like gets on top of the Chaos Emerald and like charges up. And then he goes and he starts and he can fly once he goes Super Saiyan.
Bro,
nuts,
dude! Fake out, ultimate
fake out. I love those, kind of like in Metroid. Oh yeah, I got him. Not really.
Dude.
He's back.
Yeah.
So those moments are always fun in those games, and they really did put some attention to detail when giving you a replayability where it's like not just the same game if you play it as both characters. It's a little different.
Well, I just last year picked up Sonic and Knuckles. I still got to pick up Sonic 3 for the Genesis, so I might be close behind and try to do that this year as well.
The one thing about Sonic and Knuckles that I'll give it criticism on, which I do think it's its own game. Everyone online likes to say that 3 and K are always linked. Like, well, they got 2 different cartridges, 2 different release dates, 2 different levels.
2 different SKUs.
2 different SKUs. 2 different... I mean, Tails isn't in Sonic and Knuckles. So there's different playable characters.
Oh, yeah.
But Knuckles doesn't have that save feature in it. So if you want to beat it, you got to get extra lives and continues and farm those special stages. Now, I beat it with 1 credit, but, you can get a straight-up game over, which adds that element of like tensity or whatever. You're like, oh, I can actually lose. Where a lot of Super Nintendo games is like, I saved, I can just replay the boss fight.
Yeah.
Where last night I got game overed on a Robo Super Saiyan Sonic. I was like, I'm gonna have to run it back. Run it back,
man. That just reminds me of like one of my goals for this year is to finish Sonic 1. I got super close 2025.
Yeah.
And I just dropped the ball on it. I got to the last zone.
Right.
Yeah, I got to the last zone and I just was struggling with it and getting frustrated because I had to start all over again.
Yeah, for all over.
And I know you said, oh, you could just put in the code and you'll be able to get to that part, practice it. Well, I don't want to have to do that. I want to try to just get through the game. And so I need to really work on that. And I think that really goes into what our gaming resolutions is.
That's right.
Is the backlog.
The backlog.
I know that's something that literally every YouTuber who's a gamer has talked about for 2026.
Yep.
Everybody has a backlog. We all hate it. Do you have any idea how you're going to challenge your backlog this year?
Yeah, I've got a couple things. This goes back to Zelda. Another Zelda game that I started and didn't finish in 2025 is Oracle of Ages, which is a puzzle-heavy game. Now, this game was released with a sister game, Oracle of Seasons, which I had as a kid, and I played the ever-living crap out of it as a kid. And Seasons is an action-heavy game, so you're slicing people up with swords a lot.
Yeah, nice.
This game, the overworld puzzles are out of control. And it's a time-traveling game. It's a release kind of to accompany Oot.
Yeah.
And so you got to go to the past and fix something, and then you got to go to the future to get the other thing, and then go back to the past to access the dungeon, and then maybe the dungeon has 2 time flames too. So it's been really challenging, and I've been kind of piecemealing it here and there.
Yeah.
I'm at the end of the 7th dungeon right now. I got the long hook shot. So I think in the next month or so, if I just sit down and do the time, I can beat Oracle of Seasons, which for me, it's been as challenging as Majora's Mask. The puzzles and the overworld stuff for me, I'm good at dungeons. With the overworld stuff, it's like, oh, I got to go talk to who? And then you got to go to the past and then trade people items. And it is crazy, bro. Oracle of Ages, highly recommend for you Zelda fans out there if you want to get lost.
Yeah, and you know what? I just don't even know if I'm going to have time for getting lost like that into the Lost Woods in 2026.
Oh, there's a lot of Lost Woods going, though.
Yeah, so just buckling down, getting through it. That's kind of how you're going to go through your backlog.
That'll be my first backlog. I've got another some other backlog games I want to get to. I guess, are they even in the backlog if I barely started them? But
Yeah.
Secret of Evermore.
Oh, nice.
So been trying to get into the SNES more.
Yeah.
I know people love to shit on Secret of Evermore because it's not Secret of Mana, and it's not really a Secret of Mana game. It's done by the American team of Square Enix and all this other stuff. It's an action RPG for the SNES that's like,
Yeah.
a 40-hour game. It's got great music and great presentation. And so far, I like it. And it, again, involves time travel. I love these time travel games.
Man.
They're so cool.
If Chrono Trigger wasn't so expensive, I would tell you to go that route.
Yeah. Which, shout out to Maximilian Dude. We just watched his Chrono Trigger vid. It was very good.
Yeah, I was actually watching his playthroughs of it too when he was live streaming.
Okay.
So yeah, great channel, great dude, but also just great game. Great game.
Great. Yeah, I've never played.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's one of the games I beat in 2025 was Chrono Trigger.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Great
Now,
game.
you did that Switch?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't own that. Or I wish I did. Be a lot cooler if I did, But
So, Travis, what are your 2026 resolutions? What do you got? I guess concerning your backlog.
So for the backlog, and this is just a issue I've been having anyways. I'm a collector. I like buying stuff. I like wasting money. And so I'm
a collector.
Yeah, but I'm going to do it this year where I'm not going to buy a game until I beat a game.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I have to roll credits on a game before I
Yeah.
allow myself to buy another game.
Okay.
And I think that's how I'm going to try to take out my backlog.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, we'll see if I can hold it up to it because sometimes you do see those great deals where it's like, ooh, I could get that for $40 right now. It's usually 70.
Yeah.
So
That's usually where I'm at. I'm like, I'm saving, but you're not saving.
no, you're not saving because then you're not getting to it because you got too much of a backlog.
I have too much of a backlog, and we have I have an insane collection, but you also have a great collection. But you also have the modern games, which have all those digital downloads available to you. So we have a lot on our plate. I think for 26, for me, I want to do, and this is inspired by a channel that we love, and that's Gaming Off the Grid.
Yep.
Love those guys.
They're so cool.
They're from Iowa, I think.
Yeah, it's not Texas.
Well, they're farmer people. They have corn and shit out there.
Yeah,
know?
That's true.
We're also farmer people here with just beef.
Yeah.
More of a rancher lifestyle.
Lord knows.
But they team up with this guy named Megadan29.
Okay.
And he is this NES guru. He's beaten like so many NES games, and he's a no-death run guy.
Nice.
And so I think he got them in a no-death running, and I kind of want to try, can I no-death run something in 2026? Now, yesterday, I beat Sonic 2 on 1 credit. I didn't have to use a continue. But a 1cc is different than an NDR. Yeah. And even if it's just some easy game, it's just, can I NDR it?
Knowing you could definitely do it. I cannot. No matter how hard I would try. Maybe Mega Man X, because I could do that with the back of my
Mega
hand.
Man X?
Yeah, I bet I could, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe I will make that a goal. I can speedrun it pretty well.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just those small mistakes where you take the jump off a little wrong or, literally the last Sigma.
Sigma.
Yeah, so I could probably give that a shot. I might give that a shot. But you know what I am going to give a shot to? Is making this channel grow and be better. And that's my ultimate goal this year for gaming is the Cartridge Cowboys.
Me too. I think you've done a great job bringing in a lot of these lights, and I brought in the mic stuff from my music profession, and we're slowly getting there. But we need some cameras and
some cameras. So my PO box is no, just kidding. And you know what? That does remind me, we did hit at least my personal goal for 2025.
Yeah.
And that was to have 50 subs by the end of the year.
50 subs.
And I think we got it on the 30th.
We got it on the 30th from our buddy Logan.
Let's go, Logan.
We'll flash him up. I gifted Logan a PS1 a few years ago, so he's in on the retro gaming team with his PS1. So
Nice. Well, hey, maybe we should get Logan here too in 2026.
we can, and we are going to get our buddy Chris.
Yep, 100%.
We're bringing him in very
Sick.
soon. We're going to have a
Yep.
great time making content and playing games, and really more live streams is something, or some live streams is
Yes.
something we want to do with the channel. Some gameplays where I down a whole game or you down a whole game.
Yeah, or me showing you a game or you showing me a game. First impressions like that. That's something I really do want to work towards this year. So
Yep. Well, man, I'm looking forward to 2026.
Yep.
We've got some games in our backlog we got to finish.
Yep.
And we've got some challenges for our gaming selves and for the channel.
Yeah.
So I think that does it, man. What do
Yeah.
you think?
I think that does it. I think we really did a good roundup on this last year and going to the rodeo for 2026.
Yep. Head them out, move them out. Load them up, move them out, rawhide. Whatever they say.
I think I know what they say. I think they say, catch us next time on the Cartridge Cowboys.